There goes the Billy Bishop Toronto City Airport ferry on one of the shortest ferry routes in the entire world. As a helicopter just took off from the island airport. And hey there, it is Sunday, November 17th, 3:02 p.m. is the time, and the temperature is around 17 degrees Celsius, and I am here standing by the shores of Lake Ontario. And this is the entrance to Billy Bishop Airport just beside me. And you could either cross over to the main terminal via the ferry or an underground tunnel. I've done a few videos that have featured both the tunnel and the ferry. I just finished a video that went along Dundas Street from St. Patrick's Station over to Bathurst, and then I walked south down Bathurst all the way to the island airport here. And this part is something I wanted to check out. This is a new park that opened up in October called Bathurst Quay Common. This was kind of a disconnected and not very pleasant area to be in before that. They've opened it up into this nice public space. And I think this building here will be a gallery and space for artists in the near future. This is part of a multi-year, multi-phase redevelopment of this area. And that includes the Canada Malting Company silos there. But it's quite welcoming and inviting. I could imagine having a cold one or a coffee in these chairs and taking in the views. Be a neat spot for plane spotting as well. I think I've got that plane in the shot, although sadly planes landing and taking off disappear behind these buildings here from this vantage point. Those are mostly Porter and Air Canada planes, not jets, but planes that service the airport. Jets are not allowed. Although one day they could be key to not needing to build another major airport in the area as Pearson Airport reaches capacity. This is kind of a logical airport to build out versus spending tens of billions on a new one. That's a very controversial topic in the city, though. A lot of people feel this airport shouldn't even be here, and others feel it shouldn't service jets. This is certainly an interesting use of land. I'd rather see a playground or something here, something useful, but it is what it is. Looks like there's a small private jet on the runway there as another one comes in. And these are the Canada Malting silos. They're an iconic, historical, I guess, set of malting silos. They've been here for a very long time. They're part of Toronto's industrial heritage. Some rather provocative and interesting art here. Perhaps cover your little one's eyes if you were to bring them here. Maybe that's why there's no playground over there. And in this one, I'll be walking east over towards Union Station, following the waterfront for the most part, but I think maybe at Bay Street we'll head north up to Union as I choke on a bit of a protein bar I just had as a snack. I've always liked this view from right here. A lot of the towers in the financial district have been obscured by condos and Southcore buildings in recent years. There's a helicopter coming into the islands. There's been a number of plans floated to repurpose the maltine silos here. They were originally constructed in 1928 to 1929, and this facility was expanded in the 40s, and it ceased operating in 1987. I think only the Redpath Sugar Refinery, just to the east of here, is still operating as a remnant from the industrial past of the waterfront. But believe it or not, these silos were given heritage status back in 1973. They're largely an unused landmark right now. So I'm walking north, and that is Queens Quay West, just up ahead there. And I'll be making a right. It's a gray and gloomy day, but I wouldn't call it unpleasant. It's not too cold. I might describe it as crisp, if that makes any sense. There's a community center on the left. And normally you'd see the 509 Harbourfront streetcar along this route, as well as, well, just to the west of here, the 510 Spadina streetcar, but that streetcar has suspended operations until December. And the buses terminate before here, so you have to transfer to the 509, which I think has increased service to compensate for that. But rather than walk along Queens Quay, we'll run along here. Normally I do a lot of recording in this area towards the end of spring into the summer when the weather's nice and there's a lot of people out. It's kind of interesting coming through here at this time of year.
Oh yeah? Oh, that is so cool.
And this area on the left is known as the Toronto Music Garden. There's a mini amphitheater in there. No dogs or people allowed in the garden. I think they mean on these spots. Certainly people and dogs can walk on that path there. Please, no dogs or people in the garden. That's a gorgeous tree. I think a lot of the yachts and boats that are normally stored in these docks have probably been brought onto land for storage for the winter. It can freeze over at times in the winter here. There's a look at the iconic Canada malting silos. There's a plane ready to take flight. And this is the foot of Spadina Avenue, or Lower Spadina to be correct. This is one of a number of wave decks along Queens Quay here. There's where the 510 Spadina buses terminate. And this trail here is the Martin Goodman Trail. This extends all the way into Mississauga and I think beyond. On the right is HTO Park, or HTO Park West to be specific. And HTO Park over here is known for its sand or sandy man-made beach. We'll swing through there. What I think is quite dumb about multi-use trails is just that, the fact that you can also walk on them. They don't make sense in an area like this when you have a wide sidewalk right next to it. It really should be a dedicated cycling trail. This is similar to the setup at Sugar Beach. That's amazing. You made this? Oh, wow. And you do this every day?
But every week.
Every week? Yeah, I've seen you here before. It must overnight maybe when get eroded.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for making the city a brighter place. That's great work. He's obviously got a passion and a talent for that. We all have our hidden talents. It's always cool when someone's able to unlock some of theirs and share it with everyone. I've yet to find what mine is. It's certainly not walking around grumbling with the camera. I'm glad you're along with me for the walk. Harbourfront Centre lies just over there. And that building straight ahead is the Toronto Sky Dome. It's an easy way to weed out people who aren't from Toronto when they call it by its bastardized corporate name. This is another wave deck. There is an agency called Waterfront Toronto that looks after this area. It's a government agency that spearheads a number of revitalization projects, including things like these wave decks. There's a look north up Reith Street. Queens Harbor, Spring 2025. Purveyors of unforgettable memories. A new era of restaurant hospitality. There's probably the most aggressive of the wave decks. I think I just got hit by a raindrop. All right, we're here. We might as well walk around the Harbourfront Centre. In the summertime, there's a lot of festivals and events held in this area right here.
Yeah.
There's an amphitheater area. I remember one year they pulled up all the seats and this was a skating rink. And I think they announced, after announcing the skating rink would be gone, that there will be one opening up. I'm not sure if it's this winter or the next winter. Fill me in down in the comments if you know. But of all of downtown's open, free outdoor skating rinks, this was probably the best one. It was just up here on the left in a trail pond, I think it was called. And this rather bland and generic park went into this spot. Well, they've put a fake Christmas tree up. Hopefully this gets turned into an ice skating surface. There's the Kahama, a tall ship. Feeding the gulls some hickory sticks. That boat there is heading off on a waterfront tour that's operated by Hornblower City Cruises, the same people who operate the Canadian version of the Maid of the Mist in Niagara Falls, although it's only called the Maid of the Mist on the American side now. Enjoy a 60-minute sightseeing harbor tour. Don't put the price there. Oh, I think I saw $33. That could make for an interesting video. I could pick a weekday afternoon when it wouldn't be that busy. If they're operating them at that time, probably in the summer they are.
ما طلعتكوش هنا يا جماعه قبل كده؟ لا انت طلعتي قبل كده؟
I'm debating walking over to Harbour Square Park, but might save that for a future video or live stream. I think we've got a pretty good taste of the waterfront on this one. I know I said I was going to walk over to Bay Street, but I might just head north up York Street here. Small change of plans. And it does seem to be just starting to rain. There's about 4 raindrops on my camera. I've already hit 14,000 steps for the day. Yeah, let's head up York Street, and usually when I'm on York Street, I stay on that side so I can walk by Love Park. I almost never record on the west side of York Street for this stretch. It's interesting how south of Front, some streets have a lower designation, like Lower Spadina, Lower Jarvis. There is no Lower York, it's just York. The same goes for Bathurst. And this would be the city's South Core district. So I'm just going to head up to Union Station. As we look east along Harbour Street. It's a rather nice lobby, and that building there, 10 York. This is Lakeshore Boulevard West. Well, crossing under the Gardner. And the texture on that makes it look like it's soft, but it's actually concrete. It's a neat effect. Looks kind of like a plush couch to sit on. Whoa! That car just cut right in front of those people. Welcome to lawless Toronto, where shitty driving goes unchecked. There's the most notorious Airbnb buildings in the city, the ICE condos. And last night, this area was a hub of activity. At Bremner here to the left is the Sky Dome. That's where there was a Taylor Swift concert. And the Toronto Maple Leafs were hosting the Edmonton Oilers just over to the right at Scotiabank Arena. There you can see the Fairmont Royal York. Once the tallest building in the entire British Commonwealth. Until a few years later when Commerce Court North, which is located just to the northeast of it by a few blocks, took that title. I wonder why Scotiabank Arena is offset there. You think they would have centered the writing so you could see it clearly from this vantage point. Maybe move Scotiabank to the left a little bit. I guess it's centered perfectly with the building. But from this point of view, it's a little off. Well, I haven't been through this corridor yet on this side of York Street. That connects to GO train platforms. This is a nice alternative to walking alongside traffic. It's definitely very rough and unfinished. These should lead us back out to street level. And this is Front Street West. It's a red light runner for you. Well, that is certainly rather corporate, but still kind of neat. I'm just about at the subway station. So I think this is a good place to wrap this one up. I hope you enjoyed this one, walking from Billy Bishop Airport along the waterfront over to York Street, then up to Front. Do let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I shall catch you in the next one. Yoink.